is Fields Auto Group Cubs pregame live.
Well, weather doesn't matter because they've got a roof up there in Milwaukee. Cubs and the Brewers will battle tonight with Kyle Hendricks on the hill trying to solidify his spot in the postseason pitching rotation should the Cubs get to the NLDS. Hello and welcome in to Cubs pregame live presented by the Fields Auto Group. That's Todd Hollandsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Look, it probably is almost a fait accompli that the Cubs are going to be playing in Pittsburgh on Wednesday and not hosting. But for Kyle Hendricks, it's an important start.
Well, it's an important start. I think it's an important start for a lot of guys. I mean, you've got 2 games remaining in the season. You almost have to look at it like this. I think Joe Maddon's probably figured out what he needs to figure out as far as what the rotation might look like going into the wild card game, or what it might look like in the DS and things of this nature, what even Wednesday's lineup might look like. I think a lot of these questions have been answered. We're not going to hear the answers to those questions, but let me warn this. You've got 2 days left, so it's not where you're almost in the position where guys could change the story in a positive way. I think Joe has probably seen everything he needs to see, and most of it very, very positive. But if this next 2 days doesn't go well for some individuals, I could see where maybe they would play themselves out of a start, ideally. So you want to see good at bats. You want to see your guys go out there and put together good ball games. I mean, that's really how I see it. That's what sometimes this is. And again, tough games to play when you're looking for motivation.
Jake Arrieta with another quality start last night, throwing 6 scoreless innings, punching out 7, throwing 72 pitches. Arrieta became the first pitcher in Major League Baseball history to finish the season with 20 straight quality starts since the earned run became an official stat back in 1913. Arrieta owns a 185 opponent's batting average. That's tops in Major League Baseball. His 1.77 ERA ranks second to Zach Greinke's 1.68. Greinke will pitch tonight. Here's a look at some other eye-popping numbers for Jake this season. After the All-Star break, he posted an MLB record ERA of 0.75 and his 1.77 overall mark, lowest by a Cubs starter since 1919. Here's Joe Maddon after the game on his ace.
We were concerned him pitching or throwing too many pitches or innings the last 2 games. He goes 7-6, total of what? About 72, like 150-some pitches for those 2 outings. Tremendous. Listen, I mean, again, watching it from the side, you can see the explosive stuff. You see it from up top. If that did not clinch his award, I don't know what would. Right there, that had to be the clincher. Another quality start, a dominating performance. How many punch-outs did he have? 7. 7 and 6. Just dominating. I mean, for me, that should put the icing on the cake right there.
All right, you heard Maddon right there. Do you think last night clinched the Cy for Jake?
Well, I don't know if it clinched it. I certainly it's clinched it for me. I think it's clinched it for you. We get to watch it every 5 days. I mean, that's just really what it comes down to. When you compare the 2, when you look at Jake Arrieta, when you talk about Clayton Kershaw, you talk about Zach Greinke, I don't think it's fair to just look at numbers and say that's going to decide it. I mean, all of them make great cases. But you and I, we've watched this. I would be surprised if anybody outside of Chicago isn't on this. I would sit there and argue. Jake Arrieta is absolutely your Cy Young Award winner. How can you not see it any other way? But, I mean, ask a Dodger fan. I guarantee you they're going to give you some great answers. That we've watched Zach Greinke be as consistent as anybody in the game all season long. Look what Clayton Kershaw's been doing in the second half, oh, by the way. So, listen, it really just comes down to a matter of opinion for me, what I've watched, how hitters have tried to find success against him. It's different with Jake Arrieta, and that's all I'm going to say. It really comes down to that. And is he my Cy Young? Absolutely.
All right, so you got 3 guys that the voters will be considering. It would be Jake Arrieta, Zach Greinke of the Dodgers, and Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers. So let's look at their numbers. Okay, you got innings pitched. Arrieta and Kershaw identical, 22-6 to 16-7.
Greinke starts
Earned
tonight.
runs, 10 less for Jake Arrieta. ERA significantly better. Strikeouts, obviously Kershaw has that in a dominating way. WHIP, you've got number 1 Greinke going into tonight, number 2 Arrieta, number 3 Kershaw. They're all going to get votes. But I think you've got to go with 22 wins. I think you've got to go with Jake Arrieta.
Well, like I said, I mean, again, all of these 3 have had incredible, historic seasons in some way, shape, or form. They've all dominated some of those categories, one more than, say, the other 2 in the differences. But with all of that being said, that's how I've really watched it. Like I said, I know Dodger fans are going to, tell me how good Clayton Kershaw is, that he's nearing 300 strikeouts, that he's right there, that he's had that kind of season, and I completely agree. I'll make one final point. Jake Arrieta has pitched in the Central, and I think it's worth mentioning. He's gone up against the Cardinals, and he's gone up against the Pirates all season long. When you got 22 wins, you've got more than the other two, and you've been pitching in the toughest division in all of baseball, I think that wins it for him.
Well, 27% of his starts against the Pirates and the Cardinals. Do you feel like the Dodger pitchers, because going into the season they were more highly regarded, they got a few more nationally televised opportunities, had an advantage, or no, Jake pitching here in a big market was just as good?
Well, I think at the end it's played out very well, but I think at the beginning of this it was how you entered the season. Now, I mean, you and I have been raving about Jake Arrieta since late last year, but that being said, Zach Greinke's been on everybody's radar, and Clayton Kershaw most definitely has been on everybody's radar over the last handful of seasons. He's a Cy Young Award winner. He's an MVP. What do we need to know? So, I mean, they're probably out in front of that conversation. Jake has now entered that conversation, so probably out in front at the beginning, more equal now. Jake has done everything with this great story along with the Chicago Cubs. I mean, pairing it has really helped with the season that the Cubs have had.
Cubs starting pitchers have turned in, get this, a collective 0.23 ERA, 1 earned run and 39 1/3 innings pitched the last 6 games. A 0.23 ERA, the lowest ERA covered 6 games by Cubs starting pitchers since at least 1914. Wow.
It's the best boring I've watched over the last week, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
It feels like a script. I mean, we have been so good about it to the point where it's almost somewhat boring. I mean, we come out, score some runs, turn it over. I tell you every game, right? Get these guys some runs, let them settle in, attack the strike zone, make pitches. I mean, we've watched, yes, the Cincinnati Reds and Milwaukee Brewers are depleted. They don't have their big guns. A lot of the guys kind of into it. But again, you still got to go out and play the game, and I give the Cubs a ton of credit for going at these games like they matter, playing them as if it's game 1 of the season. A lot of teams will kind of cruise. I've watched the Royals at times this year who have taken down the American League Central. They've been in a little cruise control for the last couple weeks. It kind of happens, but not this Cubs team. They've continued to play with a good fire.
All right, let's take a look at today's pitching matchup for you. Kyle Hendricks, who's gone 1-1 with a 1.96 ERA, 4 earned runs, and 18 1/3 in 3 starts against Milwaukee this season, including a 0.73 ERA, 1 earned, and 12 1/3 in 2 starts at Miller Park. Tyler Wagner will go for the Milwaukee Brewers. 0-1, 7 2/3 innings on the season. He's allowed 10 earned runs. That's an ERA of 11.74 and a whip that is nasty.
2.6, not good?
2.6 whip is not where you want to be.
Kyle Hendricks obviously has the advantage, but again, there's some things that we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show when it comes to Kyle Hendricks. I mean, we'll talk about his pitch, want to see the 2-seamer, want to see the changeup, obviously down in the strike zone. We already know that he's had a great deal of success up in Milwaukee. We want to keep that story moving in the right direction. Hey, he's got a chance for a winning record, so I mean, that's certainly worth mentioning. He's 7-7 coming into today's ball game. Love to see him get to 8. He's had a lot of no decisions, games in where he pitched very well. Offense might not have been there early in the season, so it's a chance to get a winning record. I think it's certainly worth noting, and then obviously Tyler Wagner. Listen, the one thing I know is this: he struggled with his command, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays itself out starting at the top. There's not a tremendous amount of history with Cubs hitters and Tyler Wagner, but with that being said, you still got to go out there and put together good at-bats. He's got good numbers against lefties, not against righties. Righties are actually hitting over 600 against him, but the one thing that Craig Counsell, his manager, was talking about was the inability to attack the strike zone, so it really hasn't opened up his game. We'll see what he has today, but more walks than strikeouts coming in.
Yeah, not good. So we'll see how he pitches tonight. Cubs have to be patient and just see if they can drive up that pitch count and get rolling offensively and get out of Milwaukee with another win tonight and tomorrow and get ready for Wednesday. Let's talk a little bit about the rotation going forward. Who has really impressed you, Holly, over the last few weeks? So if the Cubs were to get to the DS, they beat the Pirates.
Right.
You go Lester in game 1 against the Cardinals. Who are you starting in game 2?
Well, we're going to probably go, I guess in my mind, I still lean toward Jason. I mean, just because of what Jason is, what he's meant to this organization, what he's been moving forward. I guess I'd like for the answers to be more concrete, but I just remember what Jason did for us at the beginning of the year. I do remember his last start. I know what he means. Kyle Hendricks has been throwing the ball well. This isn't a knock. I mean, we can go back. You and I was showing you the other day. Dan Herron has the best numbers of the 3 against the St. Louis Cardinals. Does anybody know that? I mean, we know that, but I mean, again, how do you feel about it? So, you know, for me, it's a statement if Jason's not your guy, and I feel like, you know, if he's not being used there, then where are you going to use him? So for me, I'd like to give Jason the opportunity to go out there. Yeah, it might be a short leash, but to go out there and be the guy early in a ball game. He still, to me, has the best breaking pitch of the group. He also has the most velocity of the group. So for me, that's where I kind of lean towards. He's also a vet.
Yeah, I'd go Kyle Hendricks just because of how he's thrown the ball as of late. But we'll see what happens. Now let's go out to the ballpark. Joe Madden met the media just a few moments ago.
Well, that was planned. I thought we were starting a little bit later. What time is it? Yeah, I thought they were going to start right about now. So anyway, yes. Something we wanted to work on. The thing I love, these are major league players that are going to the playoffs and are out there paying attention, and they're very enthusiastic about it. Wow. That's pretty solid.
What was the substance of this thing?
We're just working on some bunt plays, and again, I don't care if anybody's watching. It's all about execution anyway. So we wanted to get some stuff done. This is our normal batting practice time. I think the pitchers are going to hit after this, so you get this slot of time to work with on a daily basis. It doesn't just have to be batting practice. So I like, especially this time of the year, to utilize this time, whether it's just for ground balls, if catchers need to throw, outfielders want to throw to a target, work on your bunting. Do that, because otherwise you got to come like really early to the ballpark to do that before everybody else gets their time on the field, and then your schedule's really elongated. You're at the ballpark way too long, and it's not just about you. It's about trainers. It's about all the staff in the clubhouse. It's about everybody that's got to show up early because 3 or 4 guys need some work. So what you do this time of the year, utilize this time for that purpose, and I like it.
And again, this is something where little things become important at this time of year where you're going.
Absolutely. We've worked on it all year, but again, if you do it like that, what does that tell the players? It's really important. It's like in spring trainings and instructional leagues, if there was like something to really, if you really wanted to pound in there, really impress upon the group, do it in the front of practice. Don't wait till the end of practice to do things. For instance, base running. I always have my base running the first thing in spring trainings and instructional leagues. Do it first. Then the player knows it's important. Plus, he's going to be fresher. So anything you really want to make an impression with, whether it's October, what is 3rd or the 4th? 3rd. October 3rd, working on a drill here in Milwaukee in your regular slot. I love it. Or here comes whatever, February, whatever it is, and there's things you want to get done there. You put it at the front when everybody's fresh. So I really appreciate how our guys are doing this and going about it right now. It's pretty impressive.
All right, time for our first time out on Cubs pregame live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Coming up for the second straight day, Kyle Schwarber patrols right field. Is this a sign of things to come on Wednesday? We'll discuss and get Holly's take after this short timeout.
Cubs pregame live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
We try to stay directly within the Fields Auto Group. Fields has a wonderful reputation.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated.
They're as invested in me as a person as I am in them, and that makes a huge difference. It makes me come back.
It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of the Fields Matters program.
I felt confident in buying because of the service and the fact that this dealership would stand behind it.
Fields matters because you matter.
Wow, bear season was incredible, but it was absolutely freezing. So Wrigleyville Sports helped me warm up for Bull season. They were on fire all year long. Then came the Blackhawks, and they got hot too. But now the boys of summer are back, and it's time to head to the south side. On second thought, it's a perfect day to get some sun in the bleachers.
Oh. Heads up, that calls for a toast. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Beat the rush for winter tires to get big savings at Discount Tire. Buy now and get a $50 Visa prepaid card on any set of winter tires purchased with your Discount Tire credit card. Thank you, Discount Tire.
Sorry. Better luck next year. You broke my heart in two. But I know, baby.
McRib season is back. Feast on the legendary taste of real pork with sweet and tangy barbecue sauce. Now only $5 for a McRib with medium fries and medium Dr. Pepper.
"36 hours ago, you were Jeff and Susan. Now you're Mom and Dad. But you've got this. You read the baby manuals, bought yourself a safe SUV. You're totally ready for this, right?"
Now lease the 2016 Mazda CX-5 Sport for $229 a month for 33 months.
Welcome back to Cubs pregame live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Time for our Cubs On It, brought to you by the great people at Wrigleyville Sports. Dexter Fowler, right where we always see him, leading off, playing center. Schwarber's in the 2-hole at right. Bryant, the 3-hole, playing third. Rizzo at first. Castro at second. Coughlin's in left. Russell at short. David Ross on the bump. Catching, and Kyle Hendricks is on the bump.
Yeah, we got Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant smack dab in the middle of a lot of. I rave. I always talk about internal competition. Both after Rizzo's day yesterday, they're both tied with 99 RBIs. I love it. This is exciting to me. I think there's a little thing going on between the two of them.
Who gets to 100?
Listen, it's certainly worth mentioning. Listen, the boys top to bottom of the lineup. Hopefully, Cogs kind of gets rolling a little bit more here, swinging that bat really well. This is a good lineup. They're swinging the bats really well. You want to keep it going. Wagner's a guy, like I said, who's had his struggles and his issues at the major league level. Let's see if the offense can't get rolling early. But again, that's what this story is about. As I said in the open, you want to maintain those at bats. You want to keep your competitive edge. You don't want to give your manager well, he rolled the throw 0 for 7 out there the last 2 days of the season with a couple strikeouts. You don't want to see that. So again, good matchup for the boys today. Let's see if they get it done.
Babe Schwarber is getting his second straight start in right field dimensions at PNC Ballpark in Pittsburgh, smaller than they are in left field. Joe Madden hinted at it yesterday. Could we see Schwarber playing right Wednesday night?
I think he will. I absolutely think he will. I think it's exactly what he's doing right now. He's not doing this because they're in Milwaukee. As you look at Milwaukee, it's a very symmetrical baseball field, other than the few cutouts there out in right center field. But this is the idea of giving him a good look and a feel for right field, knowing that PNC is the easier to play. Now, the reason he's doing this is more because of what PNC left and left center represents. It's a small football field, actually. Andrew McCutcheon is really good at covering ground out there. Marte, their best outfielders. They have a very good outfield. But you got to put a good athlete out in left field to go along with Fowler because you got a lot of ground to cover. You kind of tuck your right fielder in that corner right there and let him do his thing. You can't play away from it either. That's the other thing because of that corner and the action that's down here. And if you think about Arrieta starting that ball game, a lot of times there's action from right-handed hitters towards Anthony Rizzo and towards that line right there. So I don't think you can really put yourself in a position where you can start drifting or pulling your right fielder to cover the other side of the field and give up that line too much.
Starlin Castro 2 for 5 again last night with an RBI double in the 7th since the All-Star break. He's hitting .305, 6 home runs, 31 knocked in. 5 of those homers coming in the last 28 days. .403 his last 22 games. The way he's swinging the bat should Starlin Castro be the starting second baseman Wednesday night?
Oh, I think he will be. I don't think he will necessarily finish there, but I definitely think he'll be starting. I mean, here's the luxury that you have with Arrieta is that he's been so dominant. He's created such bad contact that it's not a situation where you're overly concerned or maybe, in your mind trying to put your best defensive team out there. Jake Arrieta has taken control of the game, and when he's locked in, which he has been all second half, your defense needs to be able to make the routine plays, and I think that's going to be just fine. With the way he's swinging the bat right now, he's earned it. I certainly would put him in there, although I would say this, if it's a tight ball game, he may not be there to finish.
Take a look at the Brewers lineup now. Brought to you by Wrigleyville Sports. You've got Scooter Gennett at second, Gene Segura is at short. You got Lynn, Davis, Domingo, Santana, Shane Peterson, Hernan Perez, Martin Maldonado, Tyler Wagner in the 9-hole.
Well, you look at the top. Scooter Gennett has really been swinging at 7 for his last 16 over his last 4 ball games. Two guys that you really have to pay attention to are Lyndon Davis, no doubt about it. Davis has had a real strong second half. Lind has been their guy and certainly has chewed up right-handers. 20 homers on the season, 20 homers against right-handed pitchers. So those are the 3-4 combination. Again, you got to be careful.
All right, time for Bill for Business, presented by Comcast Business. Brewers' Chris Davis has been on a tear since the Midsummer Classic break. He's at 20 bombs, second best in the National League, behind the Rockies' Carlos Gonzalez. He's driven in 47, that's sixth best in the NL. Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant each have driven in 48 since the All-Star break.
Well, some injuries at the beginning of the season slowed him down. He's back and certainly healthy. Uses the big part of this field, so be aware of that. Kind of like Braun does an awful lot when you think about it. Uses center field and right field. That's where a lot of his power is displayed.
Anthony Rizzo drove in 3 runs last night, puts him at 99 for the season. Chris Bryant also stuck at 99 right now. Last time, the Cubs had 2 players with at least 100 RBIs in a single season. 2004, when Moises Alou drove in 106 and Aramis had 103. How about this dynamic duo, a 26-year-old and a 23-year-old?
Doing it. It's been fun to watch. Bryant's had a fantastic season. We're going to talk about him setting personal records and probably club records for a lot of years to come. Anthony Rizzo, right about it, too. And last night, interestingly enough, and I'm about ready to talk about this in a second, his 31st homer, career high 32, so he's within striking distance of that. But these guys, this is a recognition of fantastic seasons put together by both of these guys. I know Bryant's been on 99 for a little while. Would love to see him get over that threshold in this ball game. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and challenge you now when we do key performer. I think you and I should probably take Rizzo and Bryant. I'll let you pick first who you want, and I'll take the other and kind of get at this.
You got a deal. I'll go Anthony Rizzo right now.
Well, I'll take Chris Bryant then.
Of course. You got it. He's all yours. We'll see how it works out because both guys have played well up there. Rizzo's basically owned that stadium. We'll see if it continues. Time for another break here on Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. When we return, Holly's keys to the game. We'll reveal our key performers. Don't forget, we'll be covering everything throughout the playoff run, however long it goes. We'll be right back.
So I heard about that new offer from AT&T and DirecTV. But they still lock you in to a 2-year contract. That could cost you over $2,600, all for temperamental satellite TV service. AT&T and DirecTV, call it a new offer. But it's just the same old thing.
Don't fall for AT&T and DirecTV's latest offer. Only Xfinity delivers the fastest internet and the best TV experience with X1.
Bring luxury to your home with help from My Family's store, Sherlock's Carpet and Tile. If you've been waiting to upgrade your carpet, wait no longer. It's National Kerosene Month. Come in and take advantage of up to $1,000 in rebates. From traditional to contemporary, America's best carpet brings quality, beauty, and elegance to any interior setting. Let us help you upgrade the home of your dreams with Kerosene carpets. Come celebrate Sherlock's 40th anniversary and live beautifully.
We try to stay directly within the Fields Auto Group. Fields has a wonderful reputation.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated.
They're as invested in me as a person as I am in them, and that makes a huge difference. It makes me come back.
It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of the Fields Matters program.
I felt confident in buying because of the service and the fact that this dealership would stand behind it.
Fields matters because you matter.
Did you know pain is caused by aggravated nerves? New Aspercreme with lidocaine is revolutionary relief. In just minutes, it desensitizes your aggravated nerves to block pain with no odor or irritation. New Aspercreme with lidocaine. Relieve the nerves, stop the pain.
Skin's ability to retain moisture and elasticity weakens over time, so skin looks older. Gold Bond Strength and Resilience. Plumping moisturizers and proteins leave skin more resilient, youthful. 84% saw improvement in 5 days. Gold Bond Strength and Resilience.
World's #1 bowler Jason Belmonte here to show you how bowling crushes any other Saturday night date. Stuffy French restaurant. Crushes it!
There it is, Miller Park. 2 games left for both clubs in their regular season schedule. For one, the Chicago Cubs, they'll advance to the wild card game on Wednesday night against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Location to be determined. Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. He's Todd Hollinsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Time for our Fields Auto Group keys to the game. Here's Todd.
All right, here we go. Instead of kind of breaking it down and kind of getting into the specifics as I usually do during the keys of the game, we're going to just talk about some targets. I think it's going to be a lot more fun to do it this way today. Right off the top, Kyle Hendricks. With a win today, he gets a winning record. At the same time, if he goes 5 shutout innings, drops that ERA under 4. Now, these things mean something to players and the individual statistics that they're looking to accumulate and put together, and I think it's a great recognition. It wasn't too long ago that his ERA was over 5. I'd love to see this happen for him. So he needs 5 shutout innings, or I guess if Joe would let him go 7, although I'm not sure he may unless he's incredibly efficient today. He could go 7-1, but at a minimum, 5 shutout innings gets that ERA under 4, and I think that's certainly worth mentioning. So you got Kyle Hendricks right off the top. Rizzo and Bryant both at 99 RBIs. This is going to play itself out between you and me, Cappy, as well. Both guys are eventually going to get to 100, although let's make it happen. I want to see it happen today. But, listen, it's a little bit of that, hey, how many RBIs? Who's going to lead this team in RBIs in 2015 for a great season? I think both gentlemen would love to have their name attached to that. So you get a little competition going on there. And the last one is the Riz. Oh, by the way, homered last night, and he's been getting it done up in Milwaukee. 424 batting average on the season in Milwaukee. 5 homers, 14 RBIs. Here's the deal. 1 more homer, ties his career high. If he can do it again, and I'm saying why not? He's going up against a young man named Tyler Wagner, who's got bad numbers. He'll set a career high.
All right, putting on the Riz. There you go. Time for our key performers today. I get to go first. I won the last one. 5 down to you. I am going to go.
Last time.
I'm going to wager 4 of my 5.
Right.
So I have 1 chip left.
Well, hey, listen, we got a wild card game coming up, right?
So I am going to go with Anthony Rizzo.
Well, it's a solid pick. It's a smart one on your part. I've kind of let you crawl back into this. I was up 15 at one point. I think it was 2 games ago. So I will take Chris Bryant. I love this. I mean, it's the #1 reason why I'm watching is some of the keys right here. Watching Kyle Hendricks take a shot at getting that ERA under 4. That is huge. You think back to what his story has been. I'd love to see that happen for Kyle Hendricks. Obviously for Chris Bryant, he's had a fantastic season. Great with runners in scoring position. Riz has picked it up, man. He's up in his happy place. 424 batting average, as I said, rakes up in Milwaukee, and both of these guys going head-to-head to see who leads his team in RBIs.
All right, Holly and I will be back after the ball game, and we'll keep you updated on that Pittsburgh-Cincinnati matchup. Again, the Cubs 2 back. If they win out against the Brewers the next 2, and Pittsburgh loses the next 2 to the Reds, the Cubs would host that wild card game. Magic number for Pittsburgh sits at 1. Thanks for watching Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on the other side after the ball game.
This Cubs injury report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy. Taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
The Honda for You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Accord. The Accord is the best-selling midsize car in America, which makes sense because it's also the best value. And the Accord is loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Accord during the Honda for You sales event.
Hours ago, you were Jeff and Susan. Now, you're mom and dad. But you've got this. You read the baby manuals, bought yourself a safe SUV. You're totally ready for this. Right?
Now lease the 2016 Mazda CX-5 Sport for $229 a month for 33 months.
You're going to feel good about the purchase. They're going to stand behind it. The service is beyond what you'd expect.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated. It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of our Fields Matters program. Fields Matters because you matter.
We're a Fields family, absolutely.
And now at Fields Mini of Chicago, get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on any new 2015 Mini Countryman model. Fields Mini of Chicago, your local Mini dealer in the city of Chicago.
Down to 2 to go in the regular season. The Cubs are playoff bound, and they've won 6 in a row as they play the middle game tonight. Cubs and the Brewers under the roof here at Miller Park in Milwaukee. And here's the math. Pretty simple. The Pirates with a win tonight or tomorrow, they get home field advantage on Wednesday against the Cubs, who would need to win out, and have the Reds win both in Pittsburgh to host that game at Wrigley. Great to have you with us, Jim DeShays and Len Casper. The Cubs are peaking at the right time, it seems, particularly the starting rotation last 6 times out. Just outstanding.
Oh my, what a roll they've been on. The Cubs have pitched well all year long, especially early, maybe midseason, went through a little bit of a funk, but the starters in September have been lights out. And take a look at these numbers over the last 6 ball games. A 6-0 with an 0.23 ERA. That's 39 1/3 innings pitched, just 1 earned run allowed, 45 strikeouts against 2 walks.
Cubs have set a National League record for strikeouts as a staff, and we'll hear more about that from Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, in a couple of minutes. But we've got to talk about Starlin Castro. Just a few weeks ago, we wondered if he'd be on the postseason roster, and he'll likely be the starting second baseman Wednesday.
Yeah, a lot of very good stories for this team this year, but the redemption of Starlin Castro is certainly one of them. What a turnaround it has been. When he was taken out of the starting lineup on August 10th, he was hitting .236. Since then, he's batting .388, has a slugging percentage up over 600 in that stretch. You see the month of September, he led the National League with a .426 batting average over the last 25 games, hitting .403, and the power has come back. 5 home runs, 7 doubles. He has more extra base hits from the middle of August to the end of the year than he did the first 4 months of the season.
It's been quite a turnaround for Castro, and coming up here these last 2 games of the season, all it takes is 1. As Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant are 1 RBI away from 100. We'll hear from Chris Bosio. Get you set for Game 2 next.
It's Ford SUV season. Now just sign and go with 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first month's payment, hassle-free. Choose from Ford Escape, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition, every SUV. Ford makes it easier for you to be unstoppable during SUV season. Now get a Ford Escape with 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first month's payment during Ford's SUV Sign and Go event, only at your local Ford dealer.
Ah, the colorful leaves are falling, and the temperatures will soon follow. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we're all set to help you get your home buttoned up tight for winter. Right now, pick up this portable electric heater from King Electric. It's only $34.99. Save on a 16-pack of Rayovac AA or AAA batteries. Your choice, $5.99. And a 5-window indoor insulator kit from 3M is now just $9.99. Genuine value. That's Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Introducing 72-Hour Rewind from DirecTV. When you connect your DirecTV DVR to the internet, you can instantly go back in time and watch shows that aired up to 3 days ago. Catch up on shows you might have missed, even if you didn't record them. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Tomorrow, and a chance to get to 300 strikeouts. Zach Greinke will pitch tonight, and a very good chance for him to win the ERA title. But we think Jake Arrieta might win the Cy Young. We know his pitching coach believes that. Let's hear from Chris Bosio talking about the Cy Young race and Jake Arrieta's place in it.
You know, what he's done in the second half of the year. I mean, Jake, you know, probably should have made the All-Star team as well with some no decisions, you know, being shut out twice before the All-Star break. But he didn't. And he did not, you know, hold it against anybody. He was disappointed, but I think it made him even hungrier, you know, wanting to be the best in baseball. I don't know if we're ever going to see another performance like what Bumgarner did, ever. I mean, that was phenomenal. I mean, basically taking the team, putting them on the back, and getting every ounce of energy out of them. I remember talking to Dave Righetti about it, and he says it was one of the most incredible performances he's ever seen. And this is you're talking to a former New York Yankee in Righetti. But we've managed his pitch counts on his bullpens. We've managed his pitches in his games. We're very, very aware of all that, the inning totals. But we're talking about a different animal here than a lot of guys. I don't like losing, and it was very difficult. But, you know, I believed in what Theo and Jed were talking about. They believed, you know, and, you know, what me and Borzi and the rest of the coaches and Lester, you know, brought to the table. And, you know, when we had the opportunity to get these guys, we're going to make the most of it. It doesn't matter if it's a Jason, you know, a Jason Birkin or a Jake Arrieta. Our job is to try to get everything we can out of these guys at that given moment. And it just so happens when we got Jake, we were in need of bodies. You know, it was hard for us to fill out, you know, a pitching staff that could compete, you know, and slowly we started getting the position players, then we started acquiring more pitching, and we're not done yet.
Good stuff from the Cubs pitching coach Chris Bosio. Tyler Wagner will go for the Brewers, and it'll be Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs. We'll have all the action next here on CSN.
The Honda for You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Accord. The Accord is the best-selling midsize car in America, which makes sense because it's also the best value. And the Accord is loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Accord during the Honda for You sales event.
It's that time of year. There's going to be a lot that scares you. Replacing your windows shouldn't be one of them.
Call 866 for Feltco.
Right now, get 2 windows for the price of 1, plus no money down and no interest until 2017.
Hurry, this treat and 2 windows for the price of 1 ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feltco.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
It's a little cold in Milwaukee, so the roof is closed once again tonight. As the Cubs look for their 7th in a row, and let's check out the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. I mentioned this the other day. They have not led the majors in walks since 1929. They're 4 behind the Toronto Blue Jays going into action here tonight. Fowler, Schwarber, and Bryant at the top. It'll be Rizzo, who homered last night, Castro and Coughlin in the middle. Addison Russell has had a nice rebound after a little bit of a soft stretch offensively. David Ross will catch tonight for the right-hander Kyle Hendricks. Check out the Brewers defensively. Davis, Santana, and Peterson left, center, and right. Perez, Segura, Jeanette, and Lind around the infield, third to first. Martin Maldonado, the veteran catcher, with Tyler Wagner, the rookie right-hander, on the mound.
Tyler Wagner, just 24 years of age. He has made 2 big league starts. Not had success yet. 0-1 with 1174. He was really good down in the minor leagues at Double-A, Biloxi. He was 11-5 with a league best, 2.25 ERA.
Adam Hammery will call balls and strikes. Angel Hernandez at first, Chris Conroy at second, and the crew chief Ted Barrett is at third. And if tonight's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish, Illinois.
Scouting report on Wagner is more of a finesse type guy. He's not going to blow the fastball by you. Tries to sink it. A little cutting action as well. Throw a slider and a changeup.
Perez is in at third against a switch hitting Fowler, and here we go. And a first pitch fastball a little low to get us started. Cubs lead the season series 12-5. They've now taken 10 of the last 11. That ball ripped into center. And a leadoff single for Fowler. So Make-A-Wish, Illinois, benefiting from Dexter Fowler's hit via Benny's Beverage Depot. Here's Kyle Schwarber playing right for the second straight night, and a check on the runner.
And for the second straight night, the Cubs are facing a pitcher they've never seen before, and that will be the case here tomorrow afternoon as well. Last night it was Ariel Pena. When he came out gangbuster, struck out 5 of the first 6 men he faced. Again, Wagner doesn't profile as a high strikeout type pitcher, more of a pitch to contact guy. The 4th round pick of Milwaukee in 2012 out of the University of Utah.
He was a closer in college. He didn't make a start in college as Schwarber sends one in the air. Left center. Davis tracking, and he's got it. That's the first out, and it'll bring up Chris Bryant, who knows Tyler Wagner very well. They played against each other in high school in Las Vegas. He played on some travel teams as well. Boy, Vegas has been a hotbed of talent lately, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Joey Gallo, Bryce Harper, Chris Bryant.
Siegfried and Roy. Carrot Top. Yeah, Chris went to Bonanza High School, and Wagner, Bishop Gorman.
This was telling me before the game as he taps one back to Wagner. Nice pick by Jeanette, but they can't turn it. Bryant's speed makes that a fielder's choice and not a double play. He was saying Wagner was a shortstop, but a pretty good hitter, and right around his sophomore junior year in high school he went to the mound. So 1 on with 2 down for Anthony Rizzo. JD, we probably take it for granted, but we should say on occasion that Chris Bryant is not a typical power hitting third baseman. Most guys who just hit that ball
that fit his profile
are out.
They would have been out, right?
And that was one of the first observations I think we all made about Chris early in the year. We knew about the slugging, and I had no idea he was that good of an athlete and could run as fast as he does.
That can make such a huge difference. How about this inning, just keeping it alive for Anthony Rizzo. And a strike.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, young pitcher, third big league start. You want to put a lot of pressure on him early. All pitchers, most pitchers, are vulnerable in the first inning before they settle in. He's way off the first base side of the rubber.
Bounced in front of the plate. 2-1.
Looking at his minor league splits, no real decided advantage right versus left in terms of batting average. Right-handed batters hit 243, lefties 252.
Hit on the ground to Jeanette, who was playing Rizzo to pull, and that'll end the first inning. Cubs waste the leadoff single by Fowler. Brewers coming up against Kyle Hendricks.
Aruba, Jamaica. Now we can actually take it.
To Costa Rica, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama.
Belize, Puerto Rico. People, why don't we go down to Mexico?
We'll get there fast and you can take it slow. Anywhere you want to go. All the way down to Dominican Republic.
Nice hit.
Southwest is bringing our low fares to tropical destinations. Book now at southwest.com.
Want to make a trade? I need your Buster Posey Topps card. What you got? I'll trade you. You for Matt Cain? Ortiz and Pedroia? Come on, Mike Trout All-Star card.
I got an idea.
You collected two?
This is going to get the deal done.
1969 Johnny Bench All-Star rookie?
Deal.
Rediscover Topps.
Not the vast frozen plains or a wall of mountains. Nothing would get between him and what he was after. Some called him obsessed. We call him Mr. Coors. And the pure Rocky Mountain water he hunted down is still used to brew the beer that bears his name. Coors, the banquet beer.
Now the Brewers Southwest starting lineup written out by Craig Counsell, who's signed through 2017 as their skipper. Scooter Jeanette's been really good in the first inning. There you see that number, his on-base percentage, third in the National League when leading off. Segura, Lind, Davis, who homered last night. Santana's going to play center with Shane Peterson at right. Hernan Perez at third. Maldonado the catcher, and the pitcher Wagner batting ninth.
Cubs defensively, Chris Coughlin gets his second start of the road trip. He's in left, Dexter Fowler center. Kyle Schwarber getting another look out in right field. Third to first will go Bryant, Russell, Castro, Rizzo. David Ross behind the plate tonight. Kyle Hendricks is the Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher. He is 7-7 with a 4.09 ERA. He's really thrown the ball well last couple of times out.
Mr. No Decision. 17 of them leading the majors, and that's a Cubs single season record. And the first pitch is a strike. We'll keep a close watch on the Reds and the Pirates tonight, and Cincinnati getting to AJ Burnett early, and leading that game 1-0 as they're batting in the top of the first. Cubs need the Reds to win tonight and tomorrow, and the Cubs need to win both games here in order to host on Wednesday in the wild card. So tall order. Starling Marte with game-winning home run in the 12th last night. And Jeanette very dangerous, JD, here in this spot. Leading off the first inning, his last 9 starts, he's 7 out of 9, including last night against Arrieta.
Misfiring there with his sinker, and that pitch has been really good for him the last couple of times out. The sinker changeup combination. Outstanding for him last time. 6 shutout innings in his last start against the Royals. A career high tying 9 strikeouts.
3-2 on him.
The start before that was against the Brewers at Wrigley. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 runs, only 4 hits, didn't walk anybody, struck out 8. So 17 punch outs against 2 walks in his last 2 starts.
Time called before this payoff delivery. It's Chris Coghlan.
Here are the numbers on Kyle Hendricks. He's making his 32nd start, looking to finish the year above 500. That will happen with a win here tonight. So 7-7 with a 409. League hitting .249 against him. Batting average by left-handed hitters against him this year is significantly higher than it was last.
Gene Segura, the shortstop, hitting second tonight. 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts in the opener. Dan Herron will pitch tomorrow. And what a stretch. We talked about it in the open, the last 6 times out, and that includes 2 Arrieta starts. Collectively 1 earned run allowed. That is the lowest ERA over a 6-game stretch by Cubs starters since at least 1914. And I think Ed Hardig just gave up at that point. Figured, why do I need to go back beyond that?
Well, you know what they always say, starting pitching is contagious.
And how about a staff record, a National League record for strikeouts? Set last night. Cubs pitchers have struck out 1,414 batters, breaking their previous record, 1404, the 2003 Cubs staff.
Cubs starters now with the 3rd best ERA in the National League, trailing Cardinals and Dodgers.
Line shot out into deep left center. Coghlan makes the running ground on the warning track.
Well, he had to come in for the first one, had to go back for that one, and a nice running catch, taking away extra bases from Gene Segura. Double, possible triple, dies in the glove of Chris Coghlan out there. Deep left center. Utter dejection.
2 outs. It's Adam Lind. Meantime, the Reds have put up 2 in the first off A.J. Burnett. They had an early lead last night, couldn't hold it.
Yeah, tough to win late in that ballpark. Pirates seem to have that magic going at home. A lot of close games late.
Reds have lost 13 in a row.
Finnegan for the Reds tonight.
Yep.
Kid they got from the Royals. Pitched pretty well in the postseason for Kansas City last year.
Here comes a 1-2, and he stays alive.
Has pitched 3 times against the Brewers this year. A win, a loss, and no decision, an ERA of 1.96. Career 3-1 with a 172 against the Brewers.
Yeah, he has matched up well against them in his last couple of years.
This is his first full year in the big leagues. Last year he made 13 starts, was 7-2 with a 246.
Full count, 3-2.
Very cerebral guy. They call him the professor. There's that 2-0 Reds lead in the first. Ross wants fastball in. Hendricks would prefer the changeup. Guy's always smiling.
Yeah. Brewer usually happy. Kyle Hendricks with his first strikeout. He put up 9 his last time out. 0-0 after 1.
Who says desirable can't also be responsible? With 46 standard safety features, the Lexus RX is proof that fun can be good for you. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
For the ultimate stain-blocking paint and primer in one, choose Dutch Boy Platinum from Menards. It has advanced extreme hide technology and seals common household stains. Save $8 a gallon. That's $40 on 5-gallon pails. Update your flooring and add style with super-fast Diamond Oak flooring by Floors of Distinction. It installs without glue or nails and includes a 50-year residential surface warranty. In 3 colors, it's only $3.99 a square foot.
Save big money at Menards. Wow.
2 days after I finished high school, I was on my way to Oklahoma to play professional baseball. This was the first time being away from home. I was on the road. I grew up real quick.
Inside Look, Billy Williams, presented by Cadillac, premieres tonight following Cubs postgame live.
The most popular way to follow the Cubs' push to the postseason is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 live app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, StatCast, live radio broadcasts, and more. Get MLB.com at bat now.
There can't possibly be more, can there?
I've got the Reds Pirates dialed up on the at-bat app. Just to keep an eye on that game as Starlin Castro will lead off the Cubs second, and he looks at a strike. Sinker at 89.
Do you ever do that? Do you ever have another game on and you start to call that game?
No, not yet.
Once I had a game on one time and I saw a replay or saw a play on the second game and I went, ooh, what a play! And there's nothing going on in our game.
Little pop up toward right on a broken bat, and Jeanette on the move makes the catch. Castro retired. It'll bring up Chris Coughlin. Big crowd. There are a lot of Cub fans here, as you can imagine. The Brewers actually moved their fan appreciation day up a homestand.
Right, yep.
Because they figured there would be a lot of Cub fans here this weekend. It makes sense.
They didn't want to shower Cub fans with gifts.
1-0 on Coughlin. Bounce that off his foot.
Chris has lost playing time lately.
Played left a lot early. Then when Castro went to the bench, we saw a lot of time at second. More recently, he's been playing
fair amount of right field. He's in left tonight with Schwarber over in right.
And I think with the emergence of Tommy LaStella and other options that Joe Madden has, it's just kind of a natural byproduct of moving guys around. Some guys have lost at bats. Coughlin's one of them. He's been in a bit of a funk here. His average dropped down to 245, but as quickly as he goes down, you know he can come back up. Overall, he's had a solid year. Career best 16 home runs.
Wagner's 2-2 is outside. It's full 3-2. Addison Russell on deck.
He's obviously pressing his case to be in the lineup Wednesday. Feels like he should be out there against Garrett Cole, who was officially announced as the starter today by the Pirates for the wild card game.
Line shot the other way. That'll find the alley. And Coghlan trying for three. Relay throw. Not in time.
Way to play the game.
Well, that looked like one of those automatic doubles, right, to left center, but he just kept on running when he's got himself a triple.
Well, that's a bit when the play's in the left center gap, you can watch it, you know, unfold as a base runner and make that determination. You don't need any help from your base coach on a ball like this. He earns this triple right out of the box. He's going hard the whole way. He's making no assumptions. And a real great sense of urgency out there in the outfield for the Brewers. And Coghlan just continues to push on. Yeah, head down, chugging hard all the way. That's the way to run the bases.
6th triple this year, 24th of his career. Infield will move in a bit. Addison Russell. Ball 1. ESPN named Russell the defensive player of the month for September based on their statistical defensive metrics. Outside, 2-0.
Also banged a couple doubles off the wall last night. One to left, one to center.
Ground ball, base hit into right, and the Cubs have the lead, 1-0. Addison Russell with an RBI single.
Well, Coughlin's hustle pays off. Standing on third base, Russell pushes one through the hole on the right side of the infield. Cubs have a lead.
When the Cubs get the first run, they are 70-18. Foul strike on David Ross. Good lead by Russell at first.
Stolen a couple bases recently. Overall this year he's not run much. Not a big part of his game. Remember early in the year he was taking those huge leads. I had to get him to back off a little bit.
A little closer.
Like that though, right? You know, most young players, and I'm referring more to Russell at the beginning of the year, you know, most young players play the game tentative. They're a little scared. Never got that sense with Russell. Quiet confidence about him.
Brewers might want to take another look at it. That's why we have a pause here. Craig Counsell still waiting.
Time's up. Next year we should have a timer.
Kind of like the game shows. Ooh.
No whammies, no whammies.
They have challenged. He might have been out.
Boy, I couldn't tell. It was close. For me, it would be difficult to overturn whatever they had called there on the field based on what we saw.
Forsyth Technology replay review.
Could you argue that Lynn didn't even have control of the ball when he was applying the tag? I mean, he never had to re-grip it, did he?
No, I think that he did have control of it and that it stayed in the glove. Did he tag him before the hand got to the bag? It looked like he did. I mean, if he did, it was an inch away from the bag.
Well, we're all rooting for you to be right, Angel.
Yep.
Angel Hernandez, the first base umpire there, just turned his back. Ted Barrett, the crew chief, alongside. Not sure who the guy in the middle is. He's the, I guess you would call him the replay on-field coordinator.
That's a good call, yeah. Might even be a senior coordinator. Grinding away in New York. Meantime, the Pirates have scored in the bottom of the first, so 2-1 Reds. Pittsburgh still batting. That's a good play by Lynn to keep that ball in his mitt.
And also, as I said, so he applies the tag and then shows Angel without doing the open the glove to secure the baseball, because I think if you do that, you kind of indicate that you don't have control of the baseball. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I think they got dropped.
Out for the Cubs.
I could tell the way Angel was running back to his position that he felt vindicated.
So Craig Counsell will lose his challenge. After a pretty long delay, we will continue. One strike on Ross. Back to Russell's defense for a second. Talking with Joe Madden and Ron Coomer before the game. Ronnie compared Russell's shortstop play and how steady he is to Alan Trammell. Joe dropped to Gary DiSarcina. You always expect Addison to make the right play. Not only is he athletic. Over is Peterson. He makes the catch in foul territory for the second out. What we've seen in the past, a lot of shortstops who have tremendous range, but they can't make the routine play or the right play.
The right play,
bad decisions. He doesn't seem to do those.
Yeah,
things.
for a 21-year-old kid, the instincts seem to be off the charts. And if he does make an error in judgment, usually that's the last time you see it. He fixes it.
Sends one high in the air to left center. A little bit too much air underneath. It gives Davis a chance to make the grab. That will end the inning. Chris Coghlan, the spark plug, a one-out triple to the gap. He scores on the Russell single, and the Cubs lead 1-0.
Chicago Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by The Walk. In theaters October.
The world's top critics are awestruck by The Walk, and their Rotten Tomatoes score is soaring. Prepare to see something you've never seen before.
You don't give up, do you?
The Walk, rated PG, now playing in IMAX 3D.
There is no room in baseball for errors and mental mistakes. Scouting is an important part of baseball, but stop. But it's also an important part of that. Just trying to get them loose. How about a head-first slide next time, man? That'd be awesome. If you can't find the dead bennies, it's probably not worth drinking.
36 hours ago, you were Jeff and Susan. Now, you're Mom and Dad. but you've got this. You read the baby manuals, bought yourself a safe SUV. You're totally ready for this, right?
Now lease the 2016 Mazda CX-5 Sport for $229 a month for 33 months.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
Online check?
It saves you time.
You're getting a haircut.
Why? Thinking about applying to astronaut school.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll see you, Ronnie.
Next time, save time. Download the online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Hey, if you're looking for a private and exclusive Chicago cruise on the lakefront or the Chicago River, contact Anita D. Yacht Charters. Anita D. Yacht Charters specializes in fully customizable corporate outings, social events, and weddings aboard their 2 private and exclusive luxury yacht venues. Book today at AnitaD.com. Chris Coughlin with the big triple, and Russell then knocked him in with a base hit. So Kyle Hendricks has a lead. He's ahead of Chris Davis, 0-1.
Coughlin also made a nice running catch in the bottom half of the first inning to take extra bases away from Gene Segura.
We've become slightly desensitized, I think, to replay over the course of the last couple of years, right? And these are regular season games, but that call at first in the last half inning, you get into a wild card game situation. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Enormous.
Yep.
Call strike 3. I've got to look it up. I think each manager gets 2 challenges
in the postseason.
In the postseason.
That sounds right. And not only am I saying that because I usually just agree with you when you say something like that, but I truly believe that to be the case.
Here's Domingo Santana. He's playing center. We saw him in right last night. 1 for 3 with a walk in the opener.
And there definitely has to be a strategy too as to how you use those challenges. I can understand Counsell doing it there with his rookie pitcher on the mound, trying to help him get through that inning. But the Cubs are down near the bottom of the batting order. 8-9 coming up.
Yeah, and I think having that extra one in the playoffs will make you much more likely to challenge something in the first inning. Because you know you've got another one in the.
Yeah, but I think in a playoff situation, if you had only one, I certainly don't think you would fire it right there, unless your video guy said, without a doubt, they missed that call.
Each club gets 2 manager challenges to start each all-star postseason, a divisional or wild card tiebreaker game. The 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Hendricks.
He has been a strikeout machine lately. As I mentioned, 17 combined in his last 2 starts. This is that cut changeup.
Shane Peterson playing right. Cubs did not have to face Ryan Braun these last 2 series against the Brewers. He's been dealing with back issues and recently shut down for the rest of this 2015 season. 1-1.
There he is now. Looks different out of uniform.
A little bit. 1-2.
I got a feeling there's more Arrieta jerseys here tonight than there are Braun.
Could be.
There's former Brewer Zach Greinke. He's pitching for the Dodgers tonight.
Swing and a miss on the changeup. He strikes out the side. 4 in a row for Hendricks. 1-0.
So I heard about that new offer from AT&T and DirecTV, but they still lock you into a 2-year contract. That could cost you over $2,600, all for temperamental satellite TV service. AT&T and DirecTV, call it a new offer. But it's just the same old thing.
Don't fall for AT&T and DirecTV's latest offer. Only Xfinity delivers the fastest internet and the best TV experience with X1.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced, or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
To navigate any map, you need a legend like Jeep Cherokee. 2015 Four-Wheeler of the Year. Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. And introducing Jeep Renegade, the newest addition to the most awarded SUV lineup ever. Now get an additional $500 bonus cash. Hurry into the Jeep Celebration event.
If you're battling addiction, it's not easy to ask for help. It's hard to admit you really need it. Call and end addiction. Call and connect with representatives from a treatment center or rehab facility. Some insurance plans help pay for the cost of treatment. Be sure to check your policy or call your agent to see if you're covered. The first step to ending addiction starts with one private and no obligation call. There are things you still need to do. The first thing is to call and end addiction.
1-800-210-7616.
Welcome back. Top of the third, 1-0 Cubs. Get into the holiday spirit a little early and support Cubs charities by being part of our holiday tradition. Purchase your limited edition Chicago Cubs home and away Christopher Radko glass ornament. Ornaments cost $60. All proceeds will benefit Cubs charities. Visit Cubs.com/ornament for more information.
Yeah, it's that time of the year. Are you going to get out your Papa Smurf cap before we finish?
Well, I don't think we'll need it here because the roof is closed, but it's in the bag.
Well, the November chill here in early October. It's 53 outside. It's been a very windy weekend. 67 degrees indoors as we got started. No AC in this ballpark. They can heat it up, I think, up to 30 degrees higher than it is outside. Yeah, the retractable roof in Houston and the one in Arizona, those are for the middle of the summer months. The one here is for April, some of May, and a little bit of September and beyond. Two-1. 3-1 on Fowler.
I'm trying to think who it is that Wagner reminds me of. The way he sort of draws the ball out of his glove and kind of presents it up high. It'll come to me some point this winter. I'll shoot you a text.
Okay. I'll post it on Twitter. Hey, remember JD talking on October 3rd? Hard to compare him to anybody wearing that color uniform. What would you call that?
That color?
Kind of metallic gold, I guess. I don't know.
It's goldish. Maybe Poupon yellow.
Ball strike 3. It's the first strikeout for Wagner.
improvement from Fowler. I think his fastball has a little cutting action. That was a backdoor, kind of a little backdoor cutter. That's a two-seamer. That's the one he's trying to get a ground ball with.
Figure out what the actual color is. Someone said lager on the internet. I guess
Like a beer?
the Brewers, I could buy that. Kind of a lager color. Cream City. I'll tell you right now, I would not look good in that color.
Oh, don't sell yourself short.
Yellow or red. Bad. Bad look for me.
So you'd put it in your contract. I cannot be traded to the Brewers unless they're going to wear their white or their blue.
Yeah, I could wear blue maybe while they wear the lager.
Casper has a uniform clause, refusing to be traded to the Brewers.
Segura making the play. 2 outs. Here's Chris Bryant. Bryant and Rizzo each with 99 RBIs. High pitch first inning for both Burnett and Finnegan in that game in Pittsburgh. Don't think it's going to be a long night for the starters.
I was looking at the long-range forecast for the wild card game. It looks like it's going to be pretty nice. A high of 72 in Pittsburgh on Wednesday. That's what they're calling for now, anyway.
That's low. 2 balls, no strikes to Bryant.
It's an 8 o'clock Eastern time start, so if you got 72 as a daytime high, you're probably playing that game in high 50s, low 60s maybe.
Eric on Twitter says maybe a little Matt Latos, Tyler Wagner. I'm thinking how he starts his motion. It is.
Yeah, I get
the
that.
arm motion,
but there's somebody who has that kind of present it to the hitter up high, right out of the glove.
Bryant drives it to deep center, and it will be caught. That's that top spinner he hits occasionally. He didn't get the underspin that would have made it go about 450 feet. 1-0 Cubs in the third.
Today is the start of something big. Journeys aren't just about getting from point A to point B. They're opportunities for new experiences. The 2015 Toyota Corolla is ready to help get you to your next stage and in plenty of style. Let's turn it up. Corolla is ready.
Right now, lease a new 2016 Corolla for just $169 a month. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care.
It all starts at Toyota. Let's go places.
Xfinity presents
Does Size Really Matter? On October 3rd, new UFC light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier, a 5'11" former heavyweight, defends his belt against 6'5" Swedish superstar Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson, the division's most skilled striker. The tale of the tape only tells part of the story. UFC 192.
Order now with your remote on Xfinity from Comcast.
At White Castle, the Crave is now anything, anytime. It's fresh cracked eggs for dinner, jalapeno cheese sliders for breakfast, and Belgian waffles whenever. The Crave is more than breakfast all day and all night. It's anything all day and all night. Because the Crave knows no limits. It flips the expected, never follows a curfew, and sure as heck doesn't have a 9 to 5. The Crave is anything on the menu, anytime we're open. White Castle. The Crave is a powerful thing. All your favorite Belgian waffles are back for good, day and night.
Friday on CSN, Chicago hockey is back and ready for another fight to the top. Jonathan Taves and his defending champs hit the Big Apple to face off with John Tavares and the Islanders. Coverage starts at 6 with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live on Comcast Sportsnet.
As the Cubs gear up for the playoffs, get to know the people and places that make this franchise one of a kind. Watch We Are Good, a celebration of the 2015 Chicago Cubs, presented by Felco, Monday at 10:30 on CSN Chicago. Joe met with the team before batting practice. They were working on their bunts. The little stuff becomes a lot more important this time of year.
Yeah, they went through some drills of safety squeezes, guys getting reads from third base, guys getting bunts down. Just wants to, I think, really just emphasize how important the technique fundamentals are as you get into the postseason. Up against top-notch pitching, and every single play takes on added significance. Also did some work with Kyle Schwarber out in right field.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Yeah. 5 in a row he has punched out. Perez down. Here's Maldonado.
That swing was an afterthought.
Maldonado's done much of the catching since Jonathan Lucroy went down with the concussion. Big bachelor party tonight, and got the game on. Gabe Hansen is the star of the show, as Chris Bryant makes the play. Gabe, be safe tonight. Have fun. Congratulations.
Yeah, I went home last night and drove up today. Stopped at the little service plaza there, the Lake Forest Oasis, gassed up. And school bus pulled up, emptied out full of Cub fans. Everybody had their gear on. Saw a lot of Cub fans on the road heading this way.
I-94 series. You go to the Brat Stop or the Mars Cheese Castle? Or
no, just got some gas, went in. I was going to get a coffee, but the line was a little too long.
There's the man, Jake Arrieta. What a finish. 6 shutout innings last night. 22-6 with a 177. 5th pitcher to have a 22-win season, no more than 6 losses, and a sub-2 ERA since the earned run became an official statistic in 1913. The previous 4 pitchers to do that all were unanimous Cy Young Award winners. Koufax, McClain, Guidry, Gooden.
That helps build a case, doesn't it?
Yep.
Hold the phone, because AT&T and DirecTV are now one, which means you can access your DVR at the DMV. Change channels while he changes pants. You don't have to be a couch potato. You can be a train potato. And let them watch all the shows they love inside the ride that you really kind of hate. Introducing the all-in-one plan, only from DirecTV and AT&T.
We manufacture pinball machines, and we are all about pinball. As we were deciding to move to Elk Grove Village, we were contacted by many different government officials. We spoke directly with Governor Walker of Wisconsin. We were in contact with the government in Indiana and in Tennessee. We investigated numerous different areas, and we decided the best place for us was here in Elk Grove Village.
There are measures we can offer. Other agents in the field?
I work alone.
Okay, what's it gonna take?
I want a guarantee.
He wants the card.
I'm in.
He's good.
Drop my phone.
Tuesday night, turn on CSN for our Cubs playoff preview show. Cap and Holly will break down Wednesday's critical wildcard matchup and look ahead to a potential division series clash with the Cards. The Cubs playoff preview show presented by Feldco. Tuesday at 10:30 on CSN Chicago.
So here are your top three candidates. Greinke and Kershaw's numbers might slightly change. They're due to pitch tonight and tomorrow, respectively. Arrieta's season, at least the regular season, is over. He'll pitch on Wednesday against the Pirates. The toughest case to make is probably for Clayton Kershaw, but the strikeouts, that's the interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he's probably going to finish with 300 strikeouts or more. That's one of those magic numbers in baseball that gets everybody's attention. His second half has been really, really good. And when you look at some of the peripherals, the really deep stuff, the esoteric feeling independent pitching and things of that nature, that makes his case a little more compelling. But at the end of the day, I still think Arrieta's the guy.
Yeah, I do too.
I think the electorate will look at those wins, and even though wins are diminished in terms of analyzing performance, it's hard not to be influenced by that and by this historic run he's been on.
1-0 on Anthony Rizzo. Kyle Hendricks, by the way, through 3. Has retired all 9, 6 on strikeouts. I think Jake will win it. I think any of the 3 could win it. And I would say this. If Jake doesn't win it, there will be some people who will be really upset. But I don't think if another one of the guys on that list we just showed you, if they win, I don't think you could say anybody was robbed. They've all been that good.
Right, yeah. It's just been an unbelievable year. Have 3 guys pitch at such a high level.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Rizzo knocked in 3 last night. Career .330 hitter, 112 at bats in this ballpark with 10 home runs. Hits that ball hard and through past the diving Hernan Perez.
Well, there's that 2-strike approach we saw from him last night when he drove in 2 in the 5th inning. Watch how quiet the lower body gets. Just plants that front foot, no leg kick, throws the barrel at the ball.
Eric on Twitter wants to know, it says, tell JD I need closure on the anecdote. Did he get coffee elsewhere?
No, I did not.
You did not?
Not until I got here.
Ground ball is short off the bat of Castro. That'll go 6-4 to 3. Double play, 2 outs. Nobody on, and it'll bring up Coughlin.
Maybe pulled off that one just a little bit.
Triple and the only run of this game in the second. The game of the day and one of the games of the year occurred in Arlington earlier this afternoon. The Angels were down 10-6 in the 9th inning, scored 5 times, and then they won the game when Elvis Andrus overslid second base on a stolen base attempt. So the Angels still very much alive. The Rangers have not yet clinched the American League West as a result. The Twins are out. They lost today to Kansas City. The Astros are in Arizona. They won last night 21-5.
Yeah, I believe that's franchise high, 21 runs.
That's the most the Diamondbacks have ever allowed. So Houston a half a game ahead of the Angels. Angels are at least alive until tomorrow. And Houston's a game and a half behind Texas in the American League West. Line shot left field, and it is down for a base hit. Coughlin trying to get to second, and he does. Mr. Hustle, Charlie Hustle tonight with a double and a triple.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you go, guys being reckless on the bases, but both times the game situation made perfect sense to press for it. In the second inning with his triple, there was one out. That's the time you want to try to get to third base. Here, 2 outs, nobody on. Why not take a shot? Try to get yourself into scoring position. He's trying to hustle his way under that lineup card for the wild card game. I'm obligated now to say he's halfway to a cycle.
Russell is a quarter of the way there. He has singled.
And I'm also obligated to say, and he's got the hardest part. He's got the triple.
We got to empty our drawer of cliches before our broadcast schedule concludes. Swing and a miss.
Good let up there. Wagner has advertised, not a power guy, but he has a pretty good idea of what he's doing out there. As I mentioned, he led the Southern League in ERA. And the guy who finished behind him, his teammate, will pitch tomorrow.
Jorge Lopez.
He was on the field before the game. He received the Brewers Minor League Pitcher of the Year award. Lopez did.
Myrtle Beach Pelicans outfielder Trey Martin a few days ago was handed a Gold Glove award, Rawlings Minor League Gold Glove, for his work in center field. Did not make an error in 105 games this year.
So do they do in the minor leagues? Do they do well, like for every league? Like,
the honorees were selected among qualifying players from the 10 domestic-based full-season minor leagues. Okay. So I think one position.
Among all the minor league
Trey
teams.
Martin was considered the best defensive center fielder in the minors. That's pretty cool.
That's quite an accomplishment.
15 games with South Bend, and then 90 games at Myrtle Beach. Played the entire year without committing an error. 13th round pick, 2011. Aaron Altair, remember we saw him with the Phillies. He won it in right field. Matt Dominguez won it at third base.
Kid they used to be with the Astros.
I think so, yeah.
And the Marlins before that.
Swing and a miss on the 3-2, and Wagner gets out of the fourth inning. Cubs lead this one 1-0.
The Honda for You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Accord. The Accord is the best-selling midsize car in America, which makes sense because it's also the best value. And the Accord is loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Accord during the Honda for You sales event.
Add an elegant masonry appearance to your exterior walls with Novik vinyl siding panels from Menards. It's easy to install and available in 6 colors. Stacked stone panels are just $2.99 per square foot. Menards is your residential steel roofing headquarters. A new roof is all about choices. Make a lasting, energy-saving choice with residential steel roofing. It's environmentally friendly and offers investment-grade protection. 16-inch hidden fastener panels are only $175 a linear foot.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm giving you a gallon of BP gas because you're my best friend. I'm giving you a gallon of BP gas because you're my best friend. Why are you giving me a gallon of... Because you're my best friend. I'm giving you a gallon of BP gas because you're my best.
Get gas rewards for 3 friends and even 1 for yourself when you sign up for BP Driver Rewards.
Hey, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. And thanks to everyone who's been sending them to hashtag Northside Data Strong fan, brought to you by T-Mobile. That's a great one to end on.
Yeah,
right there.
yep.
Young Cub fan.
Future
Great time at
shortstop.
Wrigley.
Yep.
And happy birthday wishes go out to Cheryl Johnson. Watching us and rooting on the Cubs tonight. Cheryl's son Matt, one of the Cubs' fine athletic trainers. Sharply hit ground ball right to Russell. Scooter Gennett is out. He's 0 for 2. 10 straight sent down by Kyle Hendricks to start this game.
Yeah, he's had a lot of clean innings in his recent starts. He hasn't been walking anybody. I mean, he's talking about peaking at the right time. He had that good stretch earlier this year. Remember, he had, what, 20-some-odd scoreless innings. He seems to have rediscovered the feel for the sinker and the changeup. Yeah, his 2 starts ago against the Brewers, he retired the first 14 batters he faced in that ball game.
Back to Hendricks. And Segura's out.
It has been quite a finishing kick by this starting rotation. Now the 3rd best ERA in the National League as a group, and over the last 6 games an 0.23. 1 lousy earned run in 39 1/3. Jake Arrieta in Pittsburgh right now, he's like Godzilla. He's just this otherworldly creature that's going to come to destroy their city. That's how they view Arrieta right now.
Some more pitching notes. I mentioned the staff has set a new National League record for strikeouts. Cubs have a 3.50 strikeouts to walks ratio. That's the highest they've had in modern team history, dating back to 1900. It'll pop up in the shallow center. Russell got a good break on it, makes it look easy, and that will end the 4th. 4 perfect frames from not that guy, but Kyle Hendricks. 1-0 Cubs.
When a day's work was mining for gold under the frozen ground for 12 straight hours, happy hour had a whole new meaning. And when the men sat down for their banquet, Mr. Coors brought a beer worthy of the occasion, a beer that's still known as the banquet beer.
Introducing 72-Hour Rewind from DirecTV. When you connect your DirecTV DVR to the internet, you can instantly go back in time and watch shows that aired up to 3 days ago. Catch up on shows you might have missed, even if you didn't record them. Don't just watch TV. DirecTV.
It's the Gerald Kia Grand Opening Celebration. Come and share in our celebration as we open new doors on Aurora and Ogden Avenue in Naperville. We're celebrating by giving you the biggest discounts of the year with the largest inventory in Chicagoland, backed by Gerald's exclusive lifetime warranty. Gerald Kia will serve you better. Come test drive a new Kia today and see why Gerald Kia is the 2015 National Dealer of the Year for excellence in customer satisfaction. Come in today to celebrate the grand opening of the all-new Gerald Kia of Naperville.
For Bears Buzz, visit csnchicago.com. Brought to you by Max Madsen Mitsubishi.
You know, what he's done in the second half of the year. I mean, Jake, you know, probably should have made the All-Star team as well with some no decisions, you know, being shut out twice before the All-Star break. But he didn't. And he did not, you know, hold it against anybody. He was disappointed, but I think it made him even hungrier, you know, wanting to be the best in baseball.
Well, I know Jake would give Chris Bosio a lot of the credit. And his catchers, Mike Borzello, works on the scouting reports. All the advanced guys who bring in those scouting reports, video coordinators. It is a team effort. Here's David Ross. Is low, 2 balls, no strikes. 2-1 Reds as they go to the bottom of the third in Pittsburgh. Cubs hoping the Reds can win 2 and Cubs can finish off this series with a sweep. I will say this though, just kind of gauging what's going on in the clubhouse. Cubs have won 95 games. They're not going to be intimidated by any situation. If they have to go to Pittsburgh, they'll go, they'll play, and they think they're going to win. If they're at home, they're at home.
Yeah, I'm guessing the players have, in their minds, for a while now, pretty much come to the conclusion that they're going to Pittsburgh to play that game, and they're comfortable with it. They would love to have things work out and host that game at Wrigley, but yeah, we knew it was a bit of a long shot.
So, yeah, I don't think they're watching the scoreboard as closely as fans are.
No. Right.
They're just here to win, and whatever happens, happens. The 3-1. It's a strike. That guy has been great. And on the hands, ball 4. That sets up nicely for a bunting situation. All right, so this year, last year, 22 more wins, 9 more complete games. Shave a half a run off the ERA. The road win thing is interesting. 46 wins, that's the most by a Cubs team since 1945, when the NL champs won 49. That was a club record.
Well, the only way you have a turnaround like that is you bring in a lot of new players, and that's what this club has done.
Stolen bases, Cubs running a lot more this year. And that Respect 90 campaign started in spring training, and I think for the most part everybody bought in. One other really key component to this whole thing. Squares on an 0-2. Throw's going to go to second. They're going to get.
Wait a minute. He's out on a tag at home, and they didn't get the force at second base.
So Hendricks tagged out, and Ross is going to be safe. Yeah, that worked out for the Cubs.
Greg Counsell out on the top step of the dugout. He does not have a challenge left. Kyle doesn't get this bunt out in front of home plate, so Maldonado catches and tags him. Adam Hamari with the call there. So this becomes a tag play at second base. Segura didn't recognize that. That's a sacrifice bunt. The most peculiar one.
A strike on Dexter Fowler. When you look at the structure of this organization, Ricketts family owns the team. Theo Epstein got hired. His show to run. Theo hires Joe Madden. Theo lets Joe be Joe. We cannot underscore how important that is, and it doesn't happen everywhere. We hear stories about owners who, for lack of a better word, meddle with what their presidents of baseball operations and GMs want to do. Ball gets past the pitcher, and Fowler is out on a nice golly save. And again, Craig Counsell does not have a challenge. I thought Segura got him, but Angel Hernandez called him safe, so he's safe.
This is a charmed existence that David Ross is living, moving around the bases here. He should have been out at second base, but Segura didn't realize he had to tag him. This time he breaks on this ground ball back to the mound, and after the misplay, he's able to get to third base.
Let's get a big break.
Yeah, no challenge for Counsell.
So that'll be an infield hit for Fowler.
I think Rossi should just steal home now. He's pretty much invisible.
Well, that is why replay, especially in the regular season, still is a strategic situation. It's not just get every call right. That Counsell lost his challenge in the second inning, and therefore they're not able to go and look at that in New York. But anyway, you know, Tom Ricketts letting Theo be Theo, letting Joe be Joe, and
same thing you hear in any other business environment. People say hire good people, let them do their jobs. Doesn't always happen in sports.
And I think Joe letting his players be themselves too. He's given them a lot of freedom. Respect 90 is really the only rule he has, which does encompass more than just running hard to first, but
yeah, for all his progressive thinking, there's still an old school sensibility about him. He wants the game, like any manager does. You want the game played the right way. Play smart baseball.
Swing and a miss, so he opened up the throttle on 3-0. Bases loaded. Kind of an unlucky inning for Tyler Wagner. Now he's got to face the guy he's known for a long time, going back to their days in Las Vegas, Chris Bryant. He's one RBI away from 100. He may not have a better opportunity to get to 100 the rest of the weekend than this spot.
He just shared a word with Rizzo there. Maybe he called his shot. Maybe he said, I'm going to get him right here.
AT&T U-verse multi-view. Maybe Chris said, I'll knock in a couple here, and I'll make sure there are still guys on base for it.
I'll get two and leave you with two.
Stairs, ball one. And there is a buzz in this ballpark. It's coming from the fans of the road team. Swing and a miss.
Changeup's been an effective weapon for Wagner. He's been effective both against left and right-handed hitters with it. At times it's reminiscent of Hendricks. It'll have a little cutting action away from the right-handed hitters.
Two, he got it. Big punch out for Wagner. He's still not out of the woods as he'll face Rizzo.
Goes back-to-back with the changeup, and Bryant, pursuit of that 100th RBI, maybe in the back of his mind, maybe a little anxious.
Two-out RBI chance here for Rizzo.
Well, this would be quite a feat for this kid if he can get out of this mess. Having to deal with Bryant and then Rizzo with the bases loaded.
Say the onus is on Wagner to get out of this inning.
I think you could say that.
2 strikes on Rizzo. Gotta get all the puns in here too.
It was a 2-2 pitch last time. He whacked into center field for a base hit. This time he's got to work his way back from 0-2. So here he goes, choking up a little bit. Fought off a tough pitch. Lived to fight another day.
Scherzer 5 perfect innings in New York. That's in the Mets. Nothing in the 6th. Another 0-2. Another foul.
So game 2 of a doubleheader. The Nationals won the first game, I believe.
Yeah. Three to 1 earlier today. Has a below average strikeout rate, meaning that's good, and an above average walk rate. Especially for a power guy, a strikeout just 15% of his plate appearances. That's outstanding. 11.3% for the walks.
He's among the league leaders in meetings induced too. Such a tough at bat. Oftentimes the catcher out there commiserating with the pitcher, and how are we going to finish this guy off? I don't know, man. You're the catcher. You figure it out. You put it down, I'll throw it. He hits it, it's on you.
Two punch down the left field line, but just out of play.
The stress of this game is really getting to Riz.
Ground ball to first. It's Lynn down to a knee. Wagner covering, and he escapes. Bases loaded situation. He gets Bryant on the strikeout. Rizzo on the ground out. Cubs leave him loaded.
Aruba, Jamaica. Now we can actually take it.
To Costa Rica, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama.
Belize, Puerto Rico. People, why don't we go down to Mexico?
We'll get there fast, and you can take it slow.
Anywhere you want to go.
All the way down to Dominican Republic.
Nice hit.
Southwest is bringing our low fares to tropical destinations. Book now at southwest.com.
Want to make a trade? I need your Buster Posey Topps card.
What you got?
I'll trade you.
You for Matt Cain? Ortiz and Pedroia? Come on, Mike Trout All-Star card.
I got an idea.
You collected two?
This is going to get the deal done.
1969 Johnny Bench All-Star rookie?
Deal.
Rediscover Topps.
Do you have tough cleaning jobs around your house? Calcium deposits, lime, rust stains, yuck. Well, clean up fast with CLR. CLR's powerful formula blasts through tough cleaning problems inside and outside the house. It tackles buildup on shower heads, even coffee pots. And CLR has an EPA designed for the environment seal, so it's safer for your family and the planet. CLR, tough on yuck, gentle on everything else.
CLR is available at these fine stores.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan here with a Coors Light Cold Hard Facts Sportsnet Central update. Here's programming reminder. Join us Monday night at 10:30 for a Cubs special titled, We Are Good. We highlight the 2015 season with unique original features from the key members of the team. Kelly Crow hosts We Are Good, Comcast Sportsnet special presentation Monday at 10:30. Make sure you join Todd Hollingsworth and me after the game for Cubs Postgame Live. Billy Williams inside look after postgame. Now back to the ballpark, Lennon Show.
Cap, thank you. Kyle Hendricks back to work. 1-0 lead. Cubs had a chance to really break it open. (2-0). And Chris Davis.
Davis, bona fide slugger, got off to a slow start, but second half he's been outstanding for the year. 27 home runs. Treat him with a little respect in a one-run ball game.